Captain Elise Monroe stood at the bridge of her salvage ship, the Neptune's Spine, staring at the radar. A blinking red dot had appeared, coordinates deep in the North Atlantic. A distress signal. What made it stranger? It was from the Oceanus, a research vessel that vanished 5 years ago. Her crew, marine biologist Dr. Rachel Miles, diver Jamal Torres, techie Theo Lin, and old-timer first mate Hank, stood behind her, staring at the impossible blip. The Oceanus had disappeared without a trace during a monster storm, declared lost, dead. Now, its signal had returned. From inside another forming superstorm. Most would turn back. Elise moved forward. The ocean began to churn. The skies darkened unnaturally fast. No birds, no fish, just silence and waves. Rachel whispered, "Something's off, like the sea is holding its breath." They didn't know it yet, but they had just crossed into a hunting ground, one ruled by something prehistoric and vengeful. As the Neptune's Spine neared the signal, the ocean changed. The waves rose higher, but not from wind. From movement, something massive down below. Theo stared at the sonar screen. "Guys, it's not debris. It's alive." On screen, a dark shape passed beneath them, larger than a whale, longer than a submarine. Jamal looked overboard. "I saw a dorsal fin. It's not any fish I've ever seen. It had spikes." Suddenly, the ship shuddered. Lights flickered. The engines groaned. Something scraped beneath the hull, slowly, deliberately. Rachel watched the underwater drone's live feed. Darkness, silt. Then, an amber eye filled the screen, followed by rows of jagged teeth wider than a man. The camera cut to static. No one spoke for a moment. Hank muttered, "That's no animal. That's a damn sea demon." From the depths, a deep growl echoed upward. The sea trembled. Stormjaw had awakened. Lightning crackled overhead as the Oceanus emerged from the fog, tilted, corroded, floating, but clearly long dead. Its hull was clawed, shredded like paper. Elise ordered boarding. They approached with caution. Jamal and Rachel climbed aboard first, weapons drawn, cameras rolling. Inside, the corridors were coated in salt and seaweed. Rusted doors creaked. A trail of blood led toward the lower deck, still fresh. In the control room, Theo found the black box, intact. Elise pocketed it. "Answers," she said. But the power flickered to life on its own. Monitors displayed the last log. Crew screaming, alarms blaring, sonar showing something massive circling. Rachel gasped. This wasn't a storm. They were hunted. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed from below. Jamal rushed toward it and vanished into a hole in the floor. Rachel screamed. Elise ran after him, only to find water surging upward from the breach, full of teeth. Stormjaw had followed them. Jamal's screams were short. Blood bubbled up through the hole in the floor as the ship groaned under pressure. Elise grabbed Rachel and shouted, "Back to the spine, now!" Outside, the sea was no longer a sea. It was chaos. The waves rose unnaturally high, circling like a whirlpool. As they returned to the salvage ship, something breached behind them, a massive fin, taller than a house. Stormjaw. The monster slammed into the side of the Neptune's Spine, nearly flipping it. Theo screamed from the bridge, "We've lost power! Engine's dead!" Hank fired a flare into the storm. It illuminated Stormjaw for a split second, a blue-black reptilian beast, with eyes that burned like coals and jaws wide enough to swallow a lifeboat whole. The creature didn't fear them. It was playing with them. Elise grabbed the radio. "Mayday, mayday. This is the Neptune's Spine. We're under attack by—" The signal died. A clawed tail slammed down. Metal crunched. They were alone, drifting, broken. The ship limped through the storm as Elise and the remaining crew patched what they could. They weren't just fighting a monster. They were inside its storm. It moved with it. Theo accessed the black box. The Oceanus logs confirmed a horrifying truth. The creature was territorial. Drawn to electromagnetic signals. It wasn't mindless. It was intelligent. Rachel theorized, it's prehistoric, an apex predator. We entered its domain, and it's erasing us like the last intruders. The crew devised a plan. Use the black box signal as bait. Lure Stormjaw toward the deep trench and overload the engines to create an implosion. Risky. Desperate. Theo hesitated. That's suicide. Hank lit a cigarette. Better than getting eaten slowly. Outside, the waters grew calm. Deceptively calm. The eye of the storm. Then the radar blinked. Stormjaw was rising again. Theo worked fast, rigging the signal to pulse loudly beneath the water. The idea, draw Stormjaw in close enough to trap it with explosives and drop it into the trench. Elise piloted the ship closer to the ledge of the Mariana Rift. It was now or never. The sea fell silent again, eerie. No wind, just stillness. Then, from the depths, Stormjaw erupted, its mouth wide, rows of serrated teeth ready to tear steel. Its roar wasn't sound, it was pressure. The ship vibrated from the force. Rachel dropped the depth charges. The creature charged. Boom. The first blast stunned it, but it wasn't dead. Stormjaw slammed into the hull. Water surged in. Theo screamed. Sparks flew. Flames erupted from the engine room. But Stormjaw was bleeding. It sank, dragged by the current, wounds glowing from the blast. Was it over? Elise didn't think so. With the ship heavily damaged, the crew prepared for a final escape. Rachel, bleeding from a head wound, clutched a flare gun. Theo helped Elise drag Hank, whose leg was crushed. But Stormjaw wasn't gone. Its roar echoed from below. Its tail breached the surface, slamming into the ocean like a warhead. The storm intensified. The trench opened like a maw. The salvage ship teetered. Elise looked at the black box, then at the others. It wants this. We take it to the bottom. She strapped herself to a lifeboat, set the engines on auto, and aimed it into the trench, loaded with the last remaining charges. Theo shouted, "You won't make it out?" She smiled grimly. "Neither will it." Stormjaw surged upward. Elise hit the trigger. The ocean went quiet. For the first time in days, the skies cleared. Wreckage floated where Neptune's spine had been. A rescue chopper hovered, spotting survivors, Rachel and Theo, barely alive, clinging to debris. In the distance, the waves calmed. No sign of Stormjaw. Just silence. But deep below, in the darkest part of the trench, a faint sound echoed. A growl. The storm wasn't over.